Kyle and I met in San Francisco in 2016. We were both very active and liked running. A lot of our time was spent outdoors in the Bay Area, hiking trails and going to beaches.
We would go to the coffee shop on the weekends. We would bring the New York Times Magazine and do the crossword puzzle together. Running was really what brought us together and helped us build and develop our relationship. I think I knew that Ian was the one right away.
We spent a lot of time talking about what we wanted, and both of us wanted family and kids. We were ready to start our lives together.
Everything was sort of coming together for us. We were happy. In 2019, I had just come back to San Francisco for my bridal shower that was in Michigan. I had been training for a 50K, was feeling really good. I had just run my first 50K a few months ago for my 31st birthday. Ian, I guess, heard me making these strange sounds in the night and thought I was dreaming at first. And when he checked my pulse, he realized I wasn't breathing.
I started CPR while I called 911. With sort of each chest compression, she would get her color back. And so what I was doing was working, which made it a lot easier to sort of keep going. But I couldn't stop doing CPR to open the door. They buzzed everyone in our apartment and finally got someone to let them in because I didn't want to get up and stop. So it was like 11 or 12 minutes of me doing CPR before they arrived. And think about another 40 minutes of them doing chest compressions and 10 or 11 shocks to get her even stable enough to transport. She was put into the cardiac protection protocol where they chill her down for 48 hours. It's a period where you don't know what's going to happen.
They didn't know what state I was going to be in when I woke up or when I got out of the hospital, if I was going to wake up. When I woke up, I just didn't understand why this had happened to me, and the doctors didn't really either. I don't have any family history. I was a healthy young adult, and as a precaution, they put a defibrillator in me because they didn't know if this was something that was a fluke. And when I got out of the hospital, I was very optimistic. And I think other people around me probably were thinking, Kyle, this is really serious. It really didn't hit me what had happened until my subsequent cardiac events.
The overall journey was very up and down. She would get back to, running and walking, driving, and then something would happen.
There's definitely been times when I'm feeling like I'm good, I'm out of the woods, and then there's times when it feels like the rug got pulled out from under me.
It just became the new normal.
Ian and I still had been talking about family planning, and my cardiologist had told me to wait a year. My heart did recover, but because they just didn't know what caused anything, and because it didn't really have a diagnosis, she said I would be, quote, beyond high risk as a pregnancy. She said I should really look into other options, and those options being adoption or surrogacy. And so we decided to kind of go down the surrogacy route. The doctor said I was too high of an anesthesia risk to do it outpatient in the clinics. So we had to go to Boston. We moved to Boston for a month in the middle of COVID in 2020 and did the whole egg retrieval IVF process there. It was a really long emotional journey, but in September of 2022, our son Soren was born. It was just really, really special. The whole journey was pretty incredible. We became really close with our surrogate.
Pretty much immediately after Soren was born, we started planning on having another child, this time knowing how long surrogacy takes. And so a little over 2 years after Soren, we welcomed Sylvan.
Having the two boys has made life really busy. For a while, I was trying to get my life back to normal, but I realized that I can't go back to then. I have to create this new normal for myself. With these subsequent cardiac events, I've become my own best advocate. I'm asking questions. I'm looking for the best doctors, and I need to put myself and my health first. I want to share my story because Ian literally saved my life. If he didn't know how to do CPR, who knows what would have happened.
When things like this happen, they happen very fast. It's not something you can prepare yourself for, except that you know what to do when something like this happens.
I'm trying not to be defined just by this event. I think for a really long time, my event has been kind of this defining feature of me. That's not the only thing that's going on in my life. I have a lot more to offer, in that I have a job, and that I'm a mom, and I'm a wife, and I'm a daughter, and a friend, and I have all these other things that are really meaningful as well. CPR is the reason I'm here. I have this new life and new memories to create with my boys and with Ian. I'm really hopeful because I've gotten, honestly, more than one second chance at life.